So my daughter's father tells me today that for spring break, he's taking our daughter, we have one daughter together,
Right.
to Disneyland for 5 days. And I guess it was going to be a surprise, or it's going to be a surprise, or was, whatever. So I'm like, awesome, I'm going to go shopping, get her a couple outfits, I'll get her a new bathing suit, da da da. I'm thinking about all these things, and then I'm thinking, wait, just her?
Yeah, why not?
Because she has 5 other siblings.
Listen, I heard this story and I thought to myself, I hope this shit's so fake. Because there's no way you'd expect a man who, just because he was with you for a short period of time, is going to now take all your other 5 kids who are not his to Disneyland with him. There's no way you can be serious.
So I had to ask him, everybody else is invited too, right? And he looked at me like I was crazy and said, no, those aren't my kids. We were together for years. You were their stepfather. You're going to take your daughter to Disneyland and not take her siblings?
Yeah. What's...
Do you know how upset that would make them?
Who cares? Who cares if they're upset?
Not doing it. She's not going unless her siblings can go.
That's wild.
Period.
Wow.
This is a prime example of a mom that wants to control the dynamics of a situation that she created. Because when you have children from different men, different fathers, they don't have an obligation to the children that are not theirs. You do. And I understand the situation where some kids get to do some things that the other kids aren't going to do. Well, you're the mom, you're the link. So you could make the decision to even it out if you needed to. But honestly, I think that kids are smart and they can understand the dynamic that this one child's real father is going to go do this one thing with them. But that's something that the mom has to work through with her kids and with the actual father of those kids. And do you know how expensive Disney World is? I cannot imagine paying for 5 kids. It is not appropriate to demand this, and definitely not appropriate to say that your daughter can't go with her father to Disney World just because your other kids can't go. That is not fair, and that is not your call to make.
Do you guys remember the viral baby mama story with the dude he was bringing McDonald's a while back? It was really big a few years back, and the mom sent him away because he didn't bring McDonald's for the other kids. These stories,
Tells me.
I can only imagine. They say truth is stranger than fiction, right? The amount of men who've probably dealt with similar situations just like this, where the mom is jealous because, oh, you keep on buying your child things and my other kids are jealous. Who cares? Who cares? I know it happens. It has to happen because for the amount of baby daddies a lot of these chicks have today, that isn't very far-fetched. This is another reason why a lot of men are afraid to play that step-dad role, and they should be. I don't think any man should seek that out, but they do find that. Why? Because a very small percentage of them understand that I can't be delusional. I have to drink some coffee, so on and so forth. And that works out good. Great for both of them, right? But the majority of these women out here do not appreciate the men that they're with. She said, oh, but you're with this for so long. That's probably why. That's probably why he doesn't want to help you out, deal with you in particular. Is because he experienced not even a second-class citizen, but like a fourth, fifth-class citizen where his opinion barely mattered. He knew that everybody else came first before him. And so he just thinks to himself, man, my poor child is still stuck with this woman who I was lucky enough to get away from. Comment down below what you guys think of all this. Have you been through a similar situation just like this? Let's read a few of these comments. This commenter says, you take them to Disneyland. Somebody else who says, guaranteed he was told hundreds of times that they weren't his kids. Oh yeah, that's another thing, right? Discipline measures, you try to check those kids, you try to discipline them, and you're told, oh, these aren't your kids. Somebody else here added, not his children, not his responsibility. Another person who says, then get all the other baby daddies to do the same. Here's another person who says, wow, her sense of entitlement for her other children is mind-boggling. Here's another person who says she's dead wrong. Somebody else here added, why don't their fathers take them? Yeah. Very interesting family dynamics when you look at a lot of situations where single mothers are struggling. And for as much as the struggle is real, you would think at some point that you would welcome the help and the participation and assistance in helping, even if it's just for one kid. Gentlemen, my encouragement to you is, if you are in this situation, to not feel guilty. To not feel guilty. You know, if you can't afford, because now he's sitting there thinking to himself, okay, I can do one of two things. I can raise up more money so I can afford to take all these kids out, or I can afford to buy all of them clothes, and I can afford to do that for all of them, or I can shorten the trip. If you can't afford it and it's too hard on you, I don't think there's anything wrong whatsoever with just providing for your child. For your child. Now, if you feel a need, because this isn't wrong either, right, to be Santa Claus and go the extra step, and you have the means, I'm sure there's plenty of men, I'm sure, that do that. But I'm talking about the men who are made to feel guilty for doing what they can for their child. It's wrong.